What up, YouTube? Knowledge is self-determination. So I just real quick, I just want to do this video. This is a fight that I've seen totally by default. I'm at people's crib. Pops wanted me to chill with him and watch some fights with him. So I wasn't going to tell him no. So I chilled with him. You know, we watched some fights. And I admit it was the Golden Boy. It was the Golden Boy promotions card on ESPN. You know, they got that new contract with ESPN. And now the reason why I'm reporting on this fight is because I actually like the kid Orozco. He was fighting the kid Gibson. And it was a pretty decent fight for the time it lasted. It only went 3 rounds. In the first round, they both came out, you know, looking pretty good, pretty sure of themselves. But it was pretty obvious from the way that Orozco was fighting that he was looking for the knockout. I mean, the kid is now 20-0 with 17 knockouts. Now, anyway, I guess I just gave it up. But yeah, he you could tell by the way he was fighting. He wasn't working behind his jab as much as he was concentrating on cutting off the ring and trying to get Gibson's back up against the ropes or get him trapped into a corner. Gibson had pretty good footwork and he was able to use his angles and get himself out of trouble. He didn't get caught lingering on the ropes too much. But however, Gibson was allowing himself to get dragged into Orozco's fight. If the fight would have went any longer, just from what I've seen, Orozco would have eventually broken Gibson down because Gibson was allowing himself to fall for a lot of the traps that Orozco was setting for him. In my opinion, he was doing well so far as avoiding being trapped against the ropes or in the corner, even though there was one, I think in the second round, I believe, he allowed himself to linger on the ropes and Orozco kind of tried to go to work a little bit up against while he was against the ropes. Although a lot of the work that Orozco did was blocked by Gibson, you still could tell that that's where he was going for the knockout. Gibson was boxing him and that was his game plan, and it was working well with him pumping his jab. He was doing little things like he was making himself too predictable. Because he was pumping his jab. He was either throwing one single jab at a time or he would double up on a jab. But the majority of the times that he doubled up on a jab, he didn't follow through with any other punches. He didn't double up on the jab or feint the jab, you know what I'm saying, and then try to come with a right hand, you know what I'm saying? He didn't mix it up, you know. He didn't come with the hooks. He didn't come with any hooks behind his jab, you know. He didn't throw the jab and then then kind of shift down to start working the body, anything like that. He was pretty basic. Maybe he was still trying to warm up in the fight and get a feel for Orozco, but he was doing things that were easy to read, in my opinion. It was easy to read. Like for instance, doing little things like when he would, you know, bob and weave and try to slip punches, he would bring his left hand down so the left hand, his face wasn't protected, and that's what got him caught in the third round. Orozco in the third round actually started throwing more jabs. He doubled up on the jab actually, and Gibson slipped the jabs, and it kind of was in the same fashion. Remember the Kovalev Ward fight when Kovalev set him up with the jab, Andre Ward slipped the jab, but he did, and a lot of fighters make this mistake. Gibson pretty much did the same thing that Andre Ward did when he slipped the jab. He slipped it. He slipped the jab. He did the right thing by that, but he didn't keep his left hand, his glove, up to his chin because Orozco threw the double jab. Gibson slipped it, and then he followed up with a swift, sharp right. It was really sharp. You could barely see the right coming, and it caught him right on the temple, like right on the side of the head. And it was a delayed reaction. It caught him on the side of the head, and as soon as he got hit, he put his hands up, and then he just went down to his knees to the canvas, and the ref was did the mandatory 8 count, asked him if he was okay, and he wasn't responding. So Orozco got the TKO in the third round. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it was a bad performance. Both guys looked good in the beginning, as far as I'm concerned. They both looked good. Gibson did win round 1, and I think he won round 2 also. But round 3, Orozco trying to kind of poured it on. And at the time when he got stopped, I was just thinking maybe 10 seconds prior to that Gibson didn't have the power to actually stop Orozco or hurt him. but Orozco had the power to stop or hurt Gibson. I swear to goodness, I was thinking that right before the stoppage happened, and that's exactly what happened. So again, this is not me. I am not supporting anything that Golden Girl does. You know, Oscar De La Hoya. I'm not supporting anything. I like the fighter. I like Orozco. That's why I'm talking about it. And in all honesty, I saw the fight. I did watch it on the Golden Boy card. Yes. By default, mind you, it was by default. But I wanted to give Orozco some shine. So for this one time, I watched a Golden Boy card. But anyway, I'm not going to keep defending that. You know, I'm not supporting anything that they do. The money didn't come out of my pocket. I didn't watch it on any cable television that I pay for. So technically, I still didn't support anything that he did. I'm supporting the fighter, Orozco. That's it. There's a difference. But anyway, that's what happened. So, yeah, Orozco won, 3rd round TKO. He's now 28-17. We'll see what's next for the kid. Peace.